expected to take sick leave or is given leave by the department, and that's the policy we are working on now. However, immediately you are found to be positive, you have to self-isolate. Sorry, you have to isolate. It then depends whether you are self-isolating or you are isolating in a facility. There's no way you should be continuing to work, but we'll investigate the matter that you've raised. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Premier, my colleagues, members of the media. Indeed, I think the Premier indicated that in his statement that it is evident that from the COVID, the economy has further contracted. We will all appreciate that even before COVID. The economy was already under distress, and in our country was already in the negative. What are we doing about it? The Premier is going to be unveiling the provincial economy reconstruction plan. That is going to be looking at various economic classes that are showing signs of possible localization, that we think we've got competitive advantages that we use as a province. And that plan will show very clearly as to how the province already, as we talk, there are investors that are already attracted to us as the province. And that shows a very positive signs to us that although the whole globe, the whole country, or the whole of the world is facing the economic difficulties, but you still have investors coming to invest in our province. So there is a plan that the province, the Premier, will be sharing with you, which will show clearly what sectors we are going to be talking about, particularly focusing on. And there's a variety of the sectors. They're quite broad sectors that we are going to be talking to, that the Premier's plan is going to be talking to. And we are going to be also showing the localization plan. The Premier spoke about the economy, the informal economy that is opening now. And you would remember that we spoke also previously in few weeks, in the previous weeks, how we were supporting the informal economy and SMMEs in particular, and those plans are now in place, and we are already beginning to support the SMMEs as they open, as the economy is opening, and we do believe that the informal economy or the SMMEs are the ones actually that normally are quick to turn around the economic situation than even the big business. But the Premier's economic reconstruction plan will talk comprehensively about what the province is doing in this front. Thanks.
No, thanks. I will deal with questions that were directed to us on the issues of education in particular. Firstly, it is concerning us that out of the serious challenge, such as COVID-19, 2020 has been a year of record growth. 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 2020 has been a year of record gr some people will think that they've got an opportunity to loot state coffers. And therefore, where there are reports that indicate element of corruption, as the province will take serious actions on that. We have directed an investigation on the issues of blankets within the Department of Social Development, and I believe that report, in a period of about 2 weeks, that report will be made public. The second issue, the issue of inflation of prices. With regard to water tankers, the province, the Department of Education, is not the one that provides water tankers in the province, but water tankers are provided by Rand Water through their implementing agents. And in this regard, those implementing agents, it's KUHA, IDT, and DBSA. So we will be following on this issue, but so far we are aware of the report that they've given us that the installation price is 28,000, which include installation of the base at 10,000 and the tank of 6,000, and then the delivery. But it is an issue that we have to sort with national. It does not come from the province, because it is not the provincial department that have appointed, as far as I know. It's not the department that has appointed Rand Water, but Rand Water is appointed by national. So wherever there is any report, as the province, we will investigate that. And as I'm saying, any report will be made public. Thanks.
Thank you, Can you take the final round?
The issue of the uniform. Look, the issue of uniform is not part of protocols. It's not part of COVID-19 essentials or non-negotiables that are in place. If there is such, that will be coming from school governing bodies, but there is no direction from the department or from government that says students must not use a uniform or they must change uniform. That does not come from the government. And I think the question about SGBs mobilizing students not to attend classes, we have not been made aware of such things, but where it happens, we will respect and will respectfully engage with those, because it's important that we educate each other. We are in a time of uncertainty and there is high anxiety, and therefore we cannot bulldoze and undermine the fears of the people. It will be based on engagement, and the president once indicated that we will not force parents to send their kids to school, but it will be based on engagement. What we are not going to do is to allow this academic year to collapse. We will strive by all means to ensure that those kids who can still go to school are supported and they complete this academic year.
Thank you, Mrs. Any indication of follow-up question, colleagues? Otherwise, we move towards the webinar. I've got one from Karinda from Union Africa, who is requesting an update from the Premier on the gender-based violence pandemic. Can the Premier tell us how the government is implementing programs to curb such violence, and what are our police force doing to investigate cases and find perpetrators?
Thanks. I think that question is important, and as we have reflected, we believe that men have a bigger role to play in fighting gender-based violence, and as men, we have to be all out. As government, we are working with the multi-stakeholder forums to ensure that we inculcate and change the behaviors and try to work on the attitude of our people in general. So that is the first campaign, ensure that we engage on preventative measures. But secondly, we work on ensuring that people do not stay and remain quiet when they are abused. That must be reported. Thirdly, we are working on ensuring that all cases are monitored up until each and every case is concluded. We have a system in the Department of Community Safety and Liaison where we are ensuring that once there is a reported case, that case is elevated to the provincial commissioner and it's then followed up until it is finalized. But thirdly, we have a number of NGOs that, fourthly, there are a number of NGOs that are supporting us in the fight against gender-based violence. We want also to thank the business sector through MEC Dube. Some have contributed through providing big lights and cameras in certain areas that we believe are hotspots, especially those outlets that sells alcohol. And we continue to monitor that because there is a relationship between the abuse of alcohol and gender-based violence. We are monitoring that and will continue to do that. Sesingasammarize nje ngesinguni. Okokuqala siyafisa ukuthi osukwini lanamuhla sihalalisele bonke abantu besilisa abangobaba ukuthi lolu usuku lobaba sibabongele sibafisele usuku oluhle but sidlulisa umyalezo othi bonke abantu besilisa mababe sekhaleni lempi yokulwisana nokuhlukunyezwa kwabantu besifazane nabantwana. Siyisizwe angeke saphumelela uma sizoqhubeka sibona izehlakalo esibo la abantwana nabantu besifazane behlukunyezwa khona ngabantu besilisa. Thina esabantu besilisa kumele sibambe iqhaza elikhulu ekulwisaneni nalesi sihlava. Sisho ngazwilinye ukuthi sekwanele futhi hayi egameni lethu. Ngoba umuntu wesilisa ongubaba ngempela ngeke amhlukumeza unkosikazi kumbe umuntu wesifazane nanoma nini. Siyafisa ukubalula ukuthi inani labantu ababonakala betheleleka ngesifo se-COVID-19 liyaqhubeka lisiphatha kabi. Nakuba iCAVE KwaZulu-Natal kungekona ukuthi inyuka ngendlela ephezulu, kodwa esikubonayo la ibalo zinyuka khona kusinikeza umsebenzi ukuthi kusho ukuthi kuzomela senze okukhulu ngaphe kwalokho esikwenzayo ukuvimba ukutheleleka kwabantu. Okunye ukuthi njengoba sesingena ekutheni sixegise i-lockdown sivumele ezinye ingxenye zomnotho, kuzobaleka ukuthi abantu bakithi baqhubeke nokugwema ukuthi kutheleleke kakhulu. Njengoba umongameli ekhulumile kuleli sonto washo ukuthi ama-restaurant asezovumela ukuthi abantu bahlale badle, ama-conference centers ney'ndawo ey'bamba imihlangano zizovunyelwa kodwa zisebenze ngaphansi kwama-restrictions. Amakhasino namasinema kuzoqhubeka kusebenze. Iy'ndawo zokuzicwala nakho konke zizovulwa ngokusemthethweni. Kodwa siyafuna ukusho ukuthi zonke lezo ndawo kulindeleke ukuthi zisebenze zilandela imigomo ebekiwe. Ayikho ndawo ezoyekelwa nje ukuthi isebenze without imigomo ebekiwe. Social distancing noma kunzima kodwa kuzomele ilandelwe. Ukusetshenziswa kwama-mask, sanitizers nokuwasha izandla ngamanzi nensipho kuseyiyona solution. Enye yezinto esiyibonayo kuleli sonto edlule ukuqhubezeleka kwalokho okuthiwa ngama-cluster cases. La sibona khona abantu abasebenza ndawonye betheleleka babe baningi. Sikubonile komunye womasipala la esifundazweni saKwaZulu-Natal. Sike sakubona futhi eindaweni eziningi la kusebenza khona abezempilo. Siyafisa ukuthi sidlulise umyalezo ukuthi asisebenzise indlela zonke zokuyivikela uma sisemsebenzini. Siyafisa ukubonga umnyango wezempilo nomnyango wezemfundo ngokubambisana ukungenelela la kunezikole okubonakala khona abafothisha nabantwana betheleleka ngaleli gciwane le-COVID-19. Isibalo sisonke la KwaZulu-Natal sothisha nabantwana abathelelekile singu-74. Kodwa siyafisa ukunikezela isiqinisekiso esithi bonke laba iningi labo kusuke kuabantu abatheleleke ngaphandle.
All right, so, well, there you have it. That's KwaZulu-Natal Premier Sihle Zikalala, the province there giving its weekly update on COVID-19 and all the initiatives that are being put in place to ensure that there are no new infections there. So we'll certainly have more for you on that. Our reporters are out there on the scene. Let's